And good morning. It's 6:30, bright and early, 69 degrees as you're waking up. Our high, 88. Not bad, is it? This is another one of those cool, great feeling mornings outside. I hope you've had a chance to crack your door and take a look outside and feel how good it is. 85 is not bad. 88 gets a little bit warmer for us today. We were at 85 yesterday with a cool breeze most of the day. We had a little wind going around. Nothing to complain about, though. We got a lot to discuss today as we head off into a Tuesday. This week is well underway. We're at September the 9th. Wow. Oh, somebody's got a birthday today I need to remember. We'll do those coming up at 7 o'clock. Make sure to get yours in to us. All you have to do is drop it in the comments there, and we'll be glad to get those on for you. Good morning, Janice. I see Karina is with us. Good morning to each and every one of y'all. Hope y'all are having a wonderful morning. All right, let's go out to Collinsville. Let's get our day started with a word from the man up above, and then we'll be back with headlines and a whole lot more. Let's go to Collinsville.
Think about the darkest place you've ever been. A place where it was so dark you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. A place where you could almost feel the darkness. For me, that place was Ruby Falls. We went there when I was a kid, and I remember when we finally got to the actual falls, deep inside the cave there at Lookout Mountain, the guide made sure that we were all there, and the children were with their parents, and all of a sudden, the lights went out, and it was completely dark. It was scary dark. And while it only lasted a few seconds, I remember thinking, well, what if the lights don't come back on? How are we going to find our way out? Well, the lights did come back on, and all was well. In Genesis chapter 1, verses 2 through 5, we have the account where God created light. Verse 3 says, "And God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." It wasn't light that the sun, moon, and stars gave. Those created things would come on day 4 of creation. It was light with more than physical substance. It was supernatural. It was spoken effortlessly into existence by God, meaning that it was light that had not existed before. This light was God's first specific creation, and it was desperately needed because verse 2 says, "Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." God got exactly what He wanted, light that would penetrate the darkness. You know, we have a desperate need for the light of God to shine into the darkness created by sin. The Apostle Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 4:6, "For God, who said, 'Let light shine out of darkness,' made His light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Christ." What we so desperately needed, God has provided. And when He created light in that beginning, God said it was good. It was good because a holy God created it, and it was good because it met a need that only light could meet. May we trust God to shine His good light into our hearts to penetrate the darkness caused by our sin. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry.
And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that this morning. Who gets a new phone every time a new one comes out? Well, before long, you're going to have the opportunity to buy the Apple 17, or at least we think that's what it's going to be called. No word yet on the price. There is rumor that the price will go up due to the tariffs that have been going on. Now, the last one that I had to buy in an emergency situation, do y'all remember, but seriously, do y'all remember back when, what was it, Cellular South and AT&T used to, they'd give it to you for free if you switch services. Nah, that's not happening anymore. My last phone, and I kid you not, was $14.99.
$14.99?
No, it'd be $1,500. 1 penny shy of making it $1,500. And I'm sure there were some fees that I didn't know after it hit the account that took it over that. $1,500. Who would have thought we would pay that for a simple cell phone? Oh, I know you're thinking it's not simple. It does a lot of things. It does. But my, oh my, oh my. These things have gotten out of hand, haven't they? Before long, you'll be paying $2,500 and you won't think twice about it. I still will. Boy. But be looking for that. That's in the works as they put all this together. Greg Gutfeld, does anybody watch that? He, at this point, has the #1 night talk show of anybody. It takes down the Leno slot, whoever's on it now, and I can't think of that guy's name. That Jimmy Fallon, maybe? I think that could be it. And the list of others that are out there each night. Conan O'Brien, he may not even be there anymore. The redheaded guy that looks...
I think he's on some kind of...
like 70, and they try to show him looking 40.
Yeah.
But whoever the night show talk hosts are, Greg Gutfeld beats him. Yeah, he just lays it out how he is. And I don't know if you've watched the video of a young Ukrainian lady who defected to the United States. She got on a subway train, was sitting there minding her business when this guy behind her wearing a hoodie is sitting there, and he looks asleep. And you see him reach into his pocket, and he unfolds this. And he sits there a second. And then he stands up, and the video stops because it would be very, very hard to watch. And he killed her. He took her life. And there, believe this or not, there are people that are trying to protect him after he took this young lady's life. Greg Gutfeld said he's tired of the term mental illness being used when people are just plain out killers. He said, quit using it. Make them pay for what they did. And I think most Americans agree with that. We've seen court systems change and free so many people who are guilty of hideous crimes. I'm with Greg on this. Call it what it really is. And you can search on any site, and you can pause that video anywhere you want to of that young lady. Went through so much to get to the United States, was here legally, and her life taken on an American subway where you would think you would be safe. Donald J. Trump, I respect the man for this. Now, does he have his faults? He absolutely does. Does he say words that he shouldn't sometimes? Does he open his mouth when he shouldn't sometimes? Yes. But he recently spoke, and this is what he had to say, and this is put on the White House page. You have to give this man an A for effort when he tries. America has always been a nation that believes in the power of prayer. Together, we will make our country great, stronger, more united, and more faithful than ever before. President Donald J. Trump. He was speaking at a Bible exhibit, and they did that quote from him. It is very, very important to remember what our nation is built upon. That's what's got us into the trouble that we're in. So few have forgotten what the founders of this nation was all about. Paula Deen, I don't know if she'll ever really make a full comeback on this, but there is a new documentary coming out, and she's going to discuss everything that happened in 2013 when her empire came crashing down, when she said she spoke the truth. And it was all taken out of context. We'll see how that goes for her. That's going to be coming to a network near you pretty soon there. Berlin, Germany, this morning. Tens of thousands without power is most likely someone has hit a grid in their country. Now, y'all think about that in America. If you wanted to really hurt us, that's all you'd have to do. Because we couldn't find our way to work. Y'all know how that is? That GPS, you'd be trying to go, where? What? Well, I got to call Sally. We would be in a world of hurt. And if you will remember back, and we didn't lean on it so much, but during the Hurricane Katrina, you wouldn't have had that. Lines were down, it was just simple, get by as you can. I remember it very well. And let's hope that we don't ever have to go back to that again, and this hurricane season will pass without any issues there. We go to Chicago. I didn't bring up the numbers from yesterday. I didn't get them until late last night. Chicago over the weekend, 7 dead, 12 more were wounded with bullet wounds. Sounds like they've got a problem. I think those U.S. Marines could probably handle that, don't y'all? Yeah, we got some troops that can go there to help it. Now, I've been watching this for years. This has been going on as to who's going to take over the company. Fox News is what I'm talking about. The family has a lot. The New York Post, the Wall Street Journal, and the list goes on and on. It's worth somewhere around $3.3 billion. They have several children. He was 94 years old, and he had one child that he favored more than the other because he was more conservative. The other children leaned more left, and he wanted the conservative son to take over. They have finally, as a family, reached a deal to where the conservative will take over the company at least until 2050. The others will get about $1 billion each in a deal that was brokered. It's tough when Daddy's got several kids, and it was his wishes for that one to take over the company. He's been running it for some time, so there'll be no major changes in that. But it won't go to the right, or to the left, I guess is the way we can say that. At the end of the day, if they were to go left, the revenue would go down and it wouldn't be, so they really should think that out. Maybe they did. We have a new Miss America crowned. It's Miss New York. Congratulations to her. That's a big deal. And is it me, or was it when we were all children that the Miss America pageant was so much bigger? Or was it just simply that we only had 3 channels and that's all there was to watch? But it just seemed like it was a bigger deal back in the day when Miss America was crowned. We all kind of watched. I had no idea that it was even going on.
Well, they had the swimsuit competition.
Oh yeah, swimsuit. That we all watched that. They took that away, didn't they? Did they take out the Daisy Duke competition out of that?
I think so.
That's gone too. What's it old? We're headed to in a handbag. We had several of those pageants, but it just, for whatever reason, through the years, has lost its glitter. Don't know why. Can't answer that one. Jury selection has begun. Remember the guy on the golf course had the bags that had an attempt upon Trump's life? Jury selection has begun. Tick tock, tick tock. We'll see what becomes of that when he goes to trial. Uh-oh. California is a little upset. The Supreme Court met in the huddle. They come out and they said, well, Donald J. can do exactly what he's been doing. And what I'm talking about is tactics in California when it comes to immigration. Newsom is not going to like it, but Trump has not been breaking the law. The Supreme Court has ruled. They'll move in and continue to do what they've been doing. I thought I'll show you the post on this as they joked about this. ICE. The New Orleans. They made an arrest and they stand. How do they word this? We stand ready to face any challenge, big or small. Now again, this is ICE out of New Orleans who posted this. Little fellow there, wasn't he? Showing a little bit of humor involved in all of that. How do you feel about this? As we go to look at Massachusetts, of how your tax dollars are spent. Again, this would affect the Massachusetts folks there. Governor Mari Healy, she diverted nearly $100 million in taxpayer funds to provide illegal immigrant families with $30,000 for housing over 2 years, $4,000 a month for EBT cash, and $500 a month for food, free health care, and cable services. $100 million worth of American taxpayer funds went to that. Doesn't sound right, does it? You be the judge. You're the ones in Massachusetts who have to cast a vote. Challenges are fun. I can remember the bucket challenge, the water challenge, and all of that. But boy, be careful when you get into these that are outside. We had a YouTube survival challenge contestant that had to be rescued after 18 hours. She jumped in wholeheartedly. It didn't work out well for her. Police had to arrive, and emergency management had to get her there. We go to Florida, and thank heavens nothing happened with this. We had a 9-year-old boy that entered a school bus with a pistol. Peers saw it, and they told others, and that's what you should do. Thank heavens nothing became of that. What happens when fans shove football players? Well, the NFL.
Get their butt whooped.
You don't do that to Mean Joe Green. Y'all remember that commercial? That Coca-Cola. That is always just stuck in my head. That is probably one of the greatest Coca-Cola commercials ever. But they had a fan who shoved a Ravens quarterback. Now, there's no word yet that he wears Luke Bryan breeches. We don't know that. That's all speculations. But the NFL has... This guy's banned from all future games. He can't come to a Super Bowl ever. He's been banned. Well, they took that serious, didn't they? Let me punch
What
it
happened
around.
to the day you took a butt whooping and then went on about your life?
Man, they took that seriously. You remember the lady we talked about in Australia? She's been in the news for nearly a year now, where she invited her in-laws all over and she cooked up this wonderful meal and it had poisonous mushrooms in it. Now, she was found guilty a few months back. They have cast judgment yesterday. Her sentence? No, she killed three people. She gets 33 years in jail in Australia. And she took 3 lives. I'm figuring they don't have capital punishment there in Australia or something. Somebody send them a Charlie Daniels tape over there and let them figure out how this is done.
Maybe she'll eat mushrooms for the rest of her life.
Mushrooms. We have 4 children that were struck by gunfire after masked suspects shot into a home in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is bad, y'all. It's not the Memphis we all used to know where you could stroll down Bill Street and not worry. Memphis has turned into a... When was that when that rapper was killed up there buying cookies? You remember that a few years ago? About 2 years ago. He had stopped to get some cookies and they shot him. It's serious up there. They have found, and thank goodness nothing happened with this, Washington State. Another possible bad scenario was going to happen when authorities found a 13-year-old with a mass collection of guns with a note that he was going to go to a school. Nothing happened. He's been taken into custody. We'll see what becomes of it. Where do kids get these ideas from? That's a good question there. The Supreme Court has also passed another judgment. Trump is going to be allowed to fire the Federal Trade Commission employee that he told she was out of there. She's gone now. The Supreme Court decided with Trump on that. There's a lot of them that aren't happy over that, but she's out of a job now. Dating sites. I don't care who, what, where, how you are. Be careful what you do on this. No matter, and I guess the best way to word this is no matter who you're looking for. We've got a man here that was looking for a fella, and he killed 2 men after hooking up with them on this dating app. There's some bad folks out there.
Got that new one coming out called casserole.com.
Well, casserole.com. RW. A dating site for him. Them women, I'm telling you.
Except for Julia.
Except for Julia, who told him to his face he was not handsome. Man, we'll talk about that on Friday. Y'all join us for the Friday show. It's going to be interesting as Julia makes her way back to the studio. We've talked about what happened in Auburn, Alabama. As we learn more about this teacher, it was a former teacher, we find out now, that was killed. She was walking her dog in the dog park. She's been found deceased. They have arrested someone. It reminds you of that Anne Murray story, a little bit of news today, doesn't it? And I'm going to try to pronounce this name correctly. I'll do my best on it, and it deals with the Catholic Church, the Archdiocese. They have been found where they have to pay $230 million in a settlement in the clergy sex abuse cases. It's case after case after case through the years. $230 million has been settled. Looks like they could work that out some kind of a way and do training. I'm not going to touch it. I don't know enough about it, but that's a serious situation. And we'll be right back with your weather forecast next to find out how that's going to turn out today. Special guest coming up this morning at 7 also, as we'll learn about the 9/11 staircase run. That's on the way.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning to save the day. We can keep you comfortable with special savings for your home, like up to $3,000 off new HVAC, $69. Keep the power on with a generator. Get $200 off installs and 0% financing for 60 months. We do it all at Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning and offer financing options for any repair or installation. Call for a free quote or visit us online at HeblonHeatingandCooling.com.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
As we look at our record highs, do y'all remember some 35 years ago? There was 102 on this day, 102 back in 1990. Back in 2011, we had a low of 52. Not bad on that date. Still no temperature set from Jackson on this. As we go to Bama, we'll see 88 in Demopolis. It'll be basically the same for Meridian. We'll see 88 in Tuscaloosa. Birmingham is a little cooler at 85, and Auburn University comes in at 83 for the day. As we glance across this, you'll see here the Meridian just easing into that upper level there of heat, as we'll see that 88 for a high today. Boy. It's going to take some time to get that cooler weather back, isn't it? As we look at our record highs, our forecast for the week, rather, anywhere from 86 to 88 today on the forecast. We'll see 88 tomorrow. By Thursday, 91. We'll see 93 as we move into the weekend as temperatures climb a little bit higher there. 0% chance of rain this weekend, though. You'll be able to wash cars and do whatever you need to. Break up some deer patches there as we do this September thing. By the 16th, it's hot. It's 96 by then. We're still at 94 on the 17th, and we drop to maybe around 90, 89, 90 there around the 23rd of September. September's rolling in. It's here. Now, as we look at our fishing forecast for today, here's what we got. East wind 5 to 10. Not bad. Your major times to fish, brought to you by Clarkdale Superette, tells us this afternoon 1:30 is the best time to 3:30 is prime fishing. Another great time is this morning around 8 a.m. until 9. You got an hour's worth there. Sunrise being pushed to 6:34. Sunset is already at 7:08 in the afternoon. Boy, we're going to be in that 6 o'clock range before long. We've just about lost about an hour of daylight. What is it, November that we changed the time? Something like that. As we go to the tropics, let's go to radar. We're not showing anything here this morning. Let's go back to radar and take a look and see what we've got as we pull up Doc's Tornado radar. It's absolutely clear across the state of Mississippi. Not anything showing this morning. We do show some showers south of Biloxi out in the Gulf of America. Nothing big. It's not going to affect us at all. Showers off Sarasota, and we also have a little bit there to the east of Jacksonville in the Atlantic, up the eastern shoreline, but nothing bad there. We have no disturbances out in the Gulf. Everything looks good. Nothing coming in from Africa at this point, so we're nothing to complain about when it comes to weather. That's a quick look at that this morning. Still a little bit of fog up there around Clinton, Knoxville, those areas there. If you're going to be in Chattanooga, we got a little bit of fog there as well this morning. Wherever you are in this great nation this morning, be careful with where you're going and how you get there. Michael Ted is in. He's here to talk about, I guess he's got to wear that equipment. Is that what the fire department does, all that heavy stuff and run the, I know it's for a good cause, but I'm not doing that. He'll tell you about the 9/11 stair climb that they do each year here in Meridian. That stuff's heavy. All that's up and coming. We've got to talk to you about the situation at Walmart. What is in the water in Newton County? Boy, it's been turmoil over there lately. We'll tell you all about that next, coming up at the Scotty Ray Report. Join us. We'll be live at 7 here at the SR Report.